What's good with y'all, man? You're watching AGTV, and on this episode, we'll be reacting to Popcaan before they were famous. Now, if y'all happy about this one, man, y'all excited about this one, you have Ace to thank for this, man. Popcaan, one of my favorite artists. Y'all know this, man. I'm excited to see what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it.
Before Popcaan released his debut studio album, Where We Come From, and songs like Only Man She Want, Love You Bad.
Popcaan was on that? I gotta go back and listen to that. I don't know if Popcaan was on it. I'm about to just start calling him Popcorn, because y'all told me y'all call him Popcorn. I'm about to just start calling him Popcorn too. But I heard he don't like being called Popcorn, so. Or should I just keep saying Popcaan? Y'all gotta let me know. I don't know. Y'all done told me so many different ways to pronounce this man's name. It's not even fun.
And Ova Dweet for collaborating with the likes of Drake, Pusha T, Gorillaz, Kanye West, and Snoop Lion for accumulating an
I didn't even know he collaborated with all them people. I definitely didn't know he collaborated with Kanye.
estimated net worth of $1.2 million and was credited by Fader magazine for making dancehall music nice again. Popcaan grew up in a rural village in Jamaica so small that it doesn't even appear on Google Maps. From a young age, he was determined to become a musician and trained himself to sing and perform. But as a teen, he wasn't totally committed to music as a career and actually considered joining the military. If it weren't for a sudden tragedy that struck one of his friends, Popcaan may never have decided to focus on his music and eventually be taken under the wing of...
See, this dude just called him Popcaan. I ain't calling him Popcaan no more, though. It's either Popcaan or Popcorn. One of the two. See, he don't got the insight I got. See, y'all be telling me all the shit I need to know. He don't know all that shit, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got the foundation I got with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all let me know what's right and wrong. How do you pronounce this nigga name, bro?
Popcaan may never have decided to focus on his music and eventually be taken under the wing of Vybz Cartel. Fortunately, Popcaan has made it as one of their...
Vybz Cartel, y'all be telling me how much of a legend he is, bro. He done worked with everybody I see. Shit.
Dancehall's biggest artists, and I hear that comes with a lot of perks.
How much girl you with, man?
About 15, including you.
A lot of perks.
How much girl you with, man?
How many girls are you waiting on? He said about 15.
About 15, including you.
You just better, including you, bruh, you just better be doing a motherfucking music video, bruh. What do you need 15 girls for? Because you're not about to do something with all 15 of them girls, especially not at the same time. That's a... I don't even know how I would feel about that. Could you imagine being in a room with 15 women and y'all all just having a big-ass orgy, bruh? I don't even think I would want that. That's just a lot.
What's going on, guys? My name's Michael McCretton, documenting the life and career of Popcaan prior to fame. Here for you on Before They're Famous.
Popcaan prior to fame? Watch how he say it. He always say it like that, bro. What's wrong with this nigga?
Michael McCretton, documenting the life and career of Popcaan prior to fame. Here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, you guys requested this video, and he actually blew away the competition in our recent survey, asking you guys who you want to see next. We've also documented Vybz Cartel and Alkaline in the past, but let me know, as always, in the comments down below, who you want me to document next. Hugh Sutherland was born on July 19th, 1988 in St. Thomas, Jamaica, spending his earliest years in a village called Hayfield. He was raised primarily by his grandparents, with much of his extended family around him.
Shout out to all the grandparents out there that be looking out for their grandkids, man. Some of these kids ain't really got their parents to really lean on, and the grandparents come through and they always help out. Like, grandparents need to start getting more credit for the things they actually do when it comes to their grandchildren, because they look out a lot.
Both parents around until he was about 2 years old, when his mother separated from his father and moved to the city. He also has a sister named Annalicia and an older half-brother, Damoni, although everyone in his family seems to have a nickname. He calls his sister Squid, his brother Squidell, and his dad is known as Shaggy. But if you're thinking that Popcaan was fathered by the multi-platinum reggae fusion artist, wasn't me. Popcaan was fathered by the multi-platinum...
That nigga look like Mike Epps. I don't know who he is. Don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. But in this picture, this nigga look like Mike Epps. If y'all know who Mike Epps is, you know I'm not fucking lying.
and reggae fusion artist. Popcaan's dad actually works in the tourism industry, taking visitors through the Canoe Pass hiking trail. His grandmother ran a church where Andre first learned to sing. As young as 7, he trained himself as a performer and vocalist, voraciously listening to the music of the great Jamaican artists who came before him. At his grandma's church, he sang gospel songs in the style of dancehall DJs. Yeah, as a kid, he liked to do his own thing.
That's interesting. You saying, he said church music? Hold on.
To the music of the great Jamaican artists who came before him. At his grandma's church, he sang gospel songs in the style of dancehall DJs.
He sang gospel in the style of dancehall DJ. So basically he was making, I guess you could say that's like gospel rap, right? I know y'all don't call it rap and rappers and shit, but for my terminology, that would be like a gospel rapper. I know about gospel rapper.
Yeah, as a kid, he liked to do his own thing. He didn't like to follow the rules and was often called unruly, as he puts it. Me not like when people rule me, not even me mother. When me start say unruly, now people who know me from long time say, yow, way right, name that. Sorry guys, that's actually the quote. Try my best there. Andre's early musical tastes were broad. He listened to Buju Banton, Supercat, Sizzla Kalonji, and even Jay-Z. Once he arrived in Portmore at the age of 14 to live with his mom, he began to listen to many local artists. He has cited Vybz Cartel, Mad Cobra, Anthony B, I-Octane, Gyptian, I-Wayne, Frisco Kid, and Terror Fabulous as early influences. While he was already in love with dancehall by then, he wasn't totally committed to pursuing it as a career. In fact, upon...
How does this nigga be knowing so much shit? Like, you know this nigga inspirations, you know who he listen to, you knew a lot of shit. I wonder if he be actually going to the places he be talking about and like speaking to the people for real, or if he be sending out emails trying to get information from people. Like, where you get your information from, my nigga? It might all be on Google, who knows? It could just be all in Google on interviews and stuff like that. That's probably where he got it from, like interviews and shit like that for real. Now I'm thinking about it. But these, before they were famous, they be kind of interesting. I fuck with it.
Finishing high school at the age of 18, he planned on joining the Jamaican Defense Force. Now, it's hard to believe a guy this musically gifted was considering a career in the military.
Bro, that's how it be, bro. You can have the most talent in the world, but if that shit ain't taking off fast enough and you getting older, you starting to get more responsibilities, you starting to take on certain debts and stuff like that, you gotta make money in some type of way. But when you feel like people not appreciating you for your craft, you kind of start steering towards other things that can make you money right then and there. Because if you focus too much on your gifts and your talents in the midst of you trying to build, like, it's a good possibility you going to go broke. And everybody ain't built to be broke, bro. Like, everybody can't work through being broke. Not for too long, at least. Like, I'm the type of person, if I'm doing something, I got to at least have some type of comfort. Like the fact that I'm doing YouTube right now, it's off the foundation of me having a little bit of comfort. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rich or nothing. I'm not saying I'm rich. Not saying I got a lot of money at all, but it's just like I got a certain comfort level to where I could sit here and still enjoy myself doing this shit. Now, if I owed like $1 million in debt, like I'm past doing all my bills for like 2-3 months, and I'm trying to figure out how to dig myself out of a hole, I can guarantee you I wouldn't be on this camera right now. It would be other things I got to deal with. So like, I always had the capability of sitting on camera and doing this. But I just wasn't in the right... It's all about timing, bro. It's all about timing. You know what I'm saying?
Especially since he's not a very big guy. Dude's only about 5'6". But that was the plan, at least at first.
This nigga 5'6". I thought he was a little bit taller than that.
Many of Andre's friends were involved with drugs or crime, but he managed to stay out of serious trouble as a youth. He didn't do drugs, just weed.
Big fat fish me about right now.
At the time, he was living in a public housing project called the 3 West, but known locally as Gangsta City. One of his close friends, called Bama, was murdered. That's when Andre decided to put all his focus into his music. Another friend of his, Scummy, well, he gave him the nickname Popcaan because of his soccer skills. Which makes very little sense to me. I think it had something to do with, you know what? Maybe in the shower. I don't know.
What made you think about that when you heard Popcaan? What made you think about that shit? That didn't go through my mind at all when I heard Popcaan. What made you think about that? What made you think about that? I had a whole nother thought before he said that shit. I was literally about to pause and start speaking on something. I'm gonna go back 10 seconds just so I can see if I can remember it. But that shit threw me off. What made you...
Gave him the nickname Popcaan because of his soccer skills.
Okay. So I thought his name came from popcorn. Y'all said his name came from popcorn. What the fuck? Was y'all trolling me? Was y'all joking? I'm lost now. I don't fucking know.
Which makes very little sense to me. I think it had something to do with, you know what? Maybe in the shower. I don't know. Gummy also died from violence. Andre decided to keep the moniker Popcaan as his stage name. I'm sure the girls love it. Popcaan performed regularly at local venues. It was at a talent showcase in 2008 that Vibes Cartel first heard him perform. Vibes took him under his wing, becoming both his producer and mentor. Popcaan joined his Portmore Empire music group and performed with him on a major show like Sting and Reggae Sunfest. In 2010, he gave him the biggest break of his life, a feature on his song, Clarks. The song was a hit so much so that it caused a spike in sales for the shoe in Jamaica. The following year, Popcaan received the Excellence in Music and Entertainment Award for Best New Artist and Collaboration of the Year for Clarks, which also won the Song of the Year in the dancehall category.
Is Clarks a certain type of shoe or something?
Yet at the same time, there were rumors that Vibes had written Popcaan's lyrics for him. Ironically, the incarceration of his mentor ended up helping Popcaan to rise as a star in his own right. Cartel was locked up in 2011, and Popcaan's Raven and Party Shot became two of the year's biggest dancehall hits. And Popcaan entered Billboard's R&B.
Do y'all agree with that? Do y'all feel like Vibes Cartel going to jail helped propel Popcaan's career or Popcorn's career, however you pronounce it? Do you think that Vibes Cartel going to jail helped him elevate more? I don't know. I mean, I guess it makes sense a little bit. Because if y'all working together, but Vibes is the bigger artist and the more legendary artist at the time, and you kind of under him, or I don't know if they was working side by side or what, but then Vibes Cartel go to jail. So now all the spotlight on you and you still making good-ass music. Of course you're going to propel higher because you ain't got no... I don't want to say it's competition because they was probably working together, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't got that other spotlight on that other person. You know what I'm saying? So, what y'all think? I don't know.
Charts for the first time with his track Only Man She Wants. In 2012, Busta Rhymes collaborated on the official remix for Only Man She Wants. Pusha T featured Popcaan on his song Blocka. Then Kanye West sampled Popcaan's vocals on that track for Guilt Trip on his 2013 album Yeezus. And Snoop invited Popcaan.
Where was I at? I don't even remember all this shit. Maybe I just didn't pay no attention because I didn't recognize the name. I didn't recognize who he was at the time. So maybe I just overlooked everything. I got to go back and listen to all this shit.
To appear on his song Lighters Up. Pretty good company. Around this time, Popcaan and Drake started up a serious bromance, becoming fans of each other's music, friends, and co-collaborators. Also, from what I've heard from the grapevine...
Why did you have to call it bromance, bro? Just say friendship. Be regular. Say it regular.
Drake's got a Popcaan of his own. I'm serious. I live in Toronto. Word gets around. Popcaan signed to the Brooklyn-based independent record label Mixpac Records for a multi-record deal in 2014. His debut studio album, Where We Come From, was executive produced by Dre Skull.
Homeland, or where we come from. That's why I said.
The label founder and its lead single, Everything Nice, was launched on October 1st of 2013. The album was released on June 10, 2014 and debuted at number 2 on Billboard's Reggae Album Chart. The same year, he was nominated for his first MOBO Award, a prize he would finally take home in both 2015 and 2016. Also in 2015, Popcaan and Young Thug were featured on the Jamie XX song, I Know There's Gonna Be Good Times. And Young Thug, he seems to be a guy who can respect a good Popcaan. You know what I mean? Popcaan's collaboration continued with feature...
Nigga, why do you keep trying to make it seem like that? What does Bro, where is you getting that definition of Popcaan from? Because you keep on trying to associate it with some sexual shit. I don't know. I don't see what you mean. I'm really trying to see what you mean. I don't understand it. Maybe y'all got different lingo where you from. I don't know what the fuck you mean by that.
On a leaked version of Drake's Controlla and a guest spot on the Gorillaz track Saturn's Bars. As for the rest of the story, well, we'll have to wait and see because this is before they're famous. My name's Michael McCrudden, and forgive me for all those Popcaan jokes. I like to make these videos as interesting as possible. Sure, let me know who's next in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Also, you guys who like these Jamaican dancehall artists, you've been fantastic on Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff, so I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, yeah, this shit was hard though. I fuck with Popcaan, you already know that. This is interesting. I didn't know that he worked with some of them artists that they mentioned on here, so I really thought this was interesting. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to react to next. I'm out.